Welcome back to Wedding Cash. All right, so you're ready and open for business, right? You got your website set up. You are ready to hit the wedding market with everything that you have. But where do you start advertising, right? Because it doesn't matter how good you are. If nobody knows who you are, if no one's ever heard about you, then no one's gonna book you, right? You gotta get your name out there somewhere. And maybe you've done a little bit with coordinators and things like that, but you're looking to expand your reach, right? How do you get started? Where is the best place to put the little bit of advertising money that you have to put into in order to get the biggest bang for your buck? We're gonna go to the computer and we're gonna talk about that right now. Okay, so when you're looking online and trying to figure out where to put, your money, or where you're gonna put your money into to get the most return on it, you gotta think like a bride, right? If you're a bride, where are you going right after you get engaged to start looking for vendors? Are you gonna start Googling them? Are you gonna talk to a coordinator? Maybe. Are you going to, start, going through Facebook looking for photographers or videographers or whatever, or DJs or whatever it may be that you do? Possibly, right? But more often than not, the first place online that you're going to go to is most likely the Knot or Wedding Wire, right? Because like it or not, no pun intended, that's where brides tend to start, okay? You start there and then you kind of fill it in with everything else. So the great thing about this is being on the Knot and being on Wedding Wire actually isn't as expensive as it may seem, especially if you consider like Google and Facebook advertising, right? Maybe they shouldn't watch this video. I don't want them to up their rates, but really it's not like for an ad on the Knot and Wedding Wire, it's pretty reasonable if you consider if you consider how much traffic you're driving, and targeted traffic too, right? People are actually looking, because the thing is, like with Google, it's pretty targeted, right? You have people who are actually looking for, photography, videography, DJ, right? Or whatever your company may be, right? They're going there and typing in like wedding photographer, Florida, right? And then all of a sudden, it's all going to be on there. All of the vendors are going to pop up. Facebook is more passive, right? You're just kind of flipping through stuff and you see some stuff pop up, but rarely are people actually actively looking on Facebook, right? That's more of a display ad, which we'll talk about in other videos. Wedding Wire and the Knot operates the same way. And before we get too far into this, I am not sponsored by Wedding Wire or the Knot. But if they are listening, I am more than happy to take money if they want to send it my way. But the thing is that I have been on these platforms before. And I'm going to tell you that there are some pluses and there are also some minuses that you need to know. So you got to watch this video all the way through, because you want to make sure to hit the minuses, right? You don't want to just go out and get like an ad from the Knot or Wedding Wire, because depending on what ad you get, it's really might not be worth it to you. So you got to watch this so we can get to that point, right? But let's go ahead and go to the computer and take a look at this. And you want to know something funny? Here's a little hint. With Google, if you see all this other stuff listed right here, this is actually the top searches when wedding photographers are punched in. Just a little something that you can know. So let's talk about this, right? So wedding photographers, let's type this in, and what pops up right away? The Wedding Wire, right? They're at the top of the list. It's important to know. What else pops up right away? We have, I'm just gonna turn this way a little bit. We also have, some other vendors here, but Wedding Wire pops up, right? So that might be one of the first places that brides and grooms are clicking, right? So let's click on here, right? And type in wedding photographers. But it's gotta be a little more targeted, right? Let's say you wanna get married in, let's just pick a city, Phoenix, right? So you're looking for wedding photographers in Phoenix, okay? Okay, so you have your wedding photographers here in Phoenix, right, on Wedding Wire. You have your wedding photographers here in Phoenix on the Knot, okay? So here's why this is a pretty good place to start if you're gonna have, if you're working on a limited budget just to get the ball rolling, and this is why I recommend going here. Yes, you are placed with a bunch of other people, right? And it can be a little hard to compete. However, I will say that to be here, right, to be on this page is an excellent place to start. This is where brides and grooms are going first, online. Online. I'm not saying, sometimes we have people who go through referrals, sometimes there are people who have coordinators, but online, this is where they're going, right? So this is where you want to be. first, because Google ads are expensive, right? You're looking at, depending on how well your landing page does, you're looking at a couple $100 just to get one lead. One lead, couple $100, right? You can get a whole ad on The Knot or Wedding Wire for a couple $100 that'll run you for an entire month and get you a ton of leads, right? Google is good. Google takes a lot of building out. There's a lot of active work, and we're gonna go into that in a lot of these videos here on this channel. But to really do Google the right way, because you gotta like link your keywords with your ads and make sure everything matches up so that way you're getting the best rate and all that kind of stuff, right? Facebook is a display ad, right? Facebook is technically display ad marketing, where it's just passing people by as they are doing stuff on your Facebook feed. You've done this before. You've been on, a website, then all of a sudden you start seeing their ads in your Facebook and Instagram feed. Instagram works the same way. These are not people who are going out and looking for services, right? Looking for is what's important here. So The Knot and Wedding Wire is going to be a place people go to look for services. Google is a place people go to look for services, and that is what's important to know between the two and between all these different platforms, okay? So this is why you want to start here, okay? Now, what's important to know about this is that, yes, there are some things that you need to focus on if you're going to run an ad with Wedding Wire or The Knot. You got to get reviews, okay? It's important, though. You want to have reviews, because what brides are going to do is the first thing they're going to do is they're going to look at this and say, okay, well, it looks like their pricing is this, and the reviews are up, are pretty good. I'm going to click on one of these and see what's going on. Like, these people look good. I'm going to take a look here and see what's going on, right? But the only way they're going to do that is if you have reviews and which is very important to know, that you're ranked in the top 6, okay? So, yes, you can drive a lot of traffic to your website, okay? And you can drive all this traffic through The Knot and Wedding Wire, but what's extremely important to know, and this is the crucial thing if you don't get anything else out of this video, is that you have to rank in the top 6. You got to rank in the top 6, right? Because here's the deal. How many of you, actually right now, just do this. Pull up your phone and type in one of these and start scrolling through it, right? Because I'm on a desktop right here. Most people do this via mobile. They are not on desktops, right? I guarantee you that once you get through about 6 of them, you're going to top out, right? You're going to be like, I'm not scrolling through any more of these. That's how Wedding Wire and The Knot is designed. You've got to be in the top few listings, right, to really drive that traffic. And it makes a big difference. It makes a huge difference. In fact, I'm going to show you right now what I'm talking about. I'm going to open up my account and I'm going to give you a little peek into what I'm talking about, okay? So, I have ads where, we have ads with The Knot and Wedding Wire, although we're actually recent with the Wedding Wire, with Wedding Wire. But you can see the point, all right? So let's just start up here. I'm going to go to one of our markets, which does pretty well. And this is a top-placed storefront ad, okay? This is an ad that that does really, really well for us, okay? And you can see, if you take a look here, that in 1 month, we had 300 people come to our storefront, right? Actually, let's go down even further. Conversions is what matters, right? Leads is what matters, and that's the reason why you're doing this, right? So scroll down a little bit. Let's look at the numbers, because the numbers don't lie, right? They don't lie. So, unique visitors, 300, leads 44. That's pretty good. 305 leads 33. This is 10%, guys. 10% is good in this industry, right? 10% is good. 44 to 300. 33 to 305. Not bad. Dips down a little bit, but we're still over 10%. 28 to 235. November, December is always slow. 187 to 28. 36 to 360. And 21 to 160. So, what matters is, and these are leads only measured by those who contact through The Knot, okay? Not people who go to your website and maybe fill out a form. These are just people who filled out the form on The Knot, okay? This is really, really good, guys. This ad is a few $100s a month. I can't get this many visitors in a day on Facebook or Google. 300 in a day, Do the math. Let's say you want to do 300, right? But it's $3 a click, right? Because we know that the clicks on Google, I mean, that's $900, right? 300 times 3, 900, right? This is way less than that. And that's just to get them to click through, let alone whoever's going to fill out a form. These are really good numbers, right? These are excellent numbers. But here's the thing. You've got to be high ranked, okay? You got to be on that top like 6th spot, and they do charge a premium for that, but it's still way better than you're going to pay on Google or Facebook or Instagram, okay? It really is. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So like in one of these other markets, let's just go down to like, I don't know, which one is, I don't think we have, I think New York's one of them. Yeah, so something like this, you can see 52 to 30, that's still pretty good. 28 to 30, 25. Actually, I'm sorry, we're not even down in the leads. Let's go down here. Oh, here we go. This is a better picture, right? So you have 38 to 5, 36 to 5, 52 to 5, 38 to 2, 39 to 7, 62 to 3. You can see this is not a top tiered ad, okay? It's not up there. It's not up in the, in the top tier, right? We're way down there, okay? Way down there. And you can see the difference because it makes sense, right? You're not getting as many visitors, so you're not getting as many leads. But that's still, if you think about it, that's still 10%, right? 52 to 5 is 10%. 38 to 2 is a little bit less. 39 to 7 is 10%. 62 to 3 is a little less, right? But, this is 10%. So not all these months perform as well, but that's to be expected. We're not in that top tier, right? It makes a huge difference. So if you're going to do one of these services, you want to make absolutely sure that you are in that top tier. And yeah, you're going to pay a little bit of money, and I can already hear the groans. But Jason, this is Wedding Wire and the Knot. I don't want to do this. Blah, blah, blah. Listen, if you don't want to make money, that's on you. But if you want to start making money in this industry, this is the place to start for online advertising. However, this is not the place to go for high-end clients, okay? This is not that. Wedding Wire and the Knot, these are people who are online bargain shopping. They're looking for the best rate possible, the best, photographer or DJ possible at the best rate, and reviews, right? So it's not where you're gonna find that high-end client. You wanna look for high-end clients? You don't look here, okay? This is not it. All right, your high-end clients are gonna go through your coordinators. They're gonna be on referral base. They're gonna, you wanna be targeting and hitting them, okay? But if you're looking for a place to go online to get, a steady amount of clients and to drive a lot of leads, this is where you wanna start, okay? This will work a little bit quicker for you than the coordinator route, okay? Coordinators are great, okay? They can bring you, you build a relationship with them, they can really bring you excellent clientele. And it's a fantastic place to be. But this is online marketing, right? This is what this whole YouTube channel is about. And if that's the case, then this is what we're talking about. I'm not talking about coordinators. We're talking about online marketing, Facebook, Instagram, strategies to put money in your pocket, because this is why you're watching this video, right? Because you want to make money, right? So what's important is that that this is where it's at, okay? To at least get started. And then you can start padding it in with Facebook and Google, and we're gonna talk about all that, and Instagram. But to start, yes, you want to be on these platforms. You gotta be on these platforms. And here's the thing. The reason why you also wanna be on Wedding Wire and the Knot, even if you don't go with like a higher, tiered ad, is because it's a place for people to go to learn more about you for reviews, right? You still want to drive your clients to review you online. It's very, very important, right? Because the thing is that like you are going to need to have them to go someplace in order to see what you're all about, right? So Wedding Wire and the Knot is a good place to do that. And what's great about these platforms is that you have some control over that, right? I mean, I've got a whole video on reviews. You can watch that. It's fairly long and extensive, and it's going to cover everything you need to know. But the nice thing about these platforms too is that you have some control over the reviews, right? If you don't like one, you can get it, I always recommend going to the client first and taking care of it there, but you can get, it verified. I mean, they do things to kind of, not say help you out, but just to make sure that review is legit, right? To help legitimize that review, or at least to give you some sort of say, right? So it's a good place to be, right? You want to be you want to be on these platforms, right? All the bigger companies are. You want to be thinking in that mentality, right? Just because you're small, who cares? Nobody knows that, right? And you can be as small as you want to be and still be on here, right? Because the whole point of this is to make money, to drive traffic, to do that. And if you're just getting started and you're working on a limited budget, go here. You don't want to be like pissing in the wind on Facebook and testing strategies if you're working on a limited advertising budget, okay? You want to start here. And yeah, there are a lot of other ones out there. There's brides.com. There are some other places you can go. But if it were me and what I do and my strategy is always to start here, okay? Always to start here. Now I run, a company that has multiple markets. Okay, that's fine. Great. Okay? But, if you're in one market, right? Just one. Like when I got started, I didn't start in like 5,000 markets, and I don't even recommend that you do. I mean, that's a whole other type of business. I started with one, right? And got it really, really nailed down to where it made sense and optimized and really started there, started just getting a good name out, right? But you can't do it if nobody knows who you are. So you've got to do it. I highly, highly recommend that you get on one of these websites, give them a call. The Not Wedding Wire, if you want to throw money my way, go right ahead. But I'm not doing this to make a dime from them. I'm doing this to help you out and to, just let you know that, for a few $100s for probably what it'd be, one wedding that you book, you want to get on here, right? You want to get on here, but you got to stand out. You got to, put some artwork together that makes sense. Maybe have a couple offers that, will help drive traffic. You still got to drive traffic out of all these people, but it sure as heck is a lot better than starting on any of these other platforms. Now, what you want to do is once you get rolling, then start watching these videos on Facebook and, and Google and Instagram, because you're going to take the profits that you make on these and you're going to dump them into these other areas. And then from there, you're going to start growing that pot, right? Because look, yeah, we all want to be artistic and we all want to, to do this, but we want to make money in this industry, right? Year after year after year, I would bang my head against the wall trying to figure out how in the world do you make money doing this, right? Because, let's face it, we got bills to pay, we got families to support. It's an awesome industry to be in, but it's highly competitive, right? And if you're not out there showing off your best work and putting yourself out there, right? And competing, with these guys, then you're not going to go anywhere, right? You got to do it, but you're the only one who can. I'm going to give you all the tools that you need on this channel. So hit the like button, subscribe, turn on those notifications, leave comments, let me know what you think. I'm going to give you the tools to do it, but you got to do it, right? You can't just sit around and do nothing. So if you're doing nothing right now, first thing I would do, pick up the phone, start contacting these guys. Hit coordinators, those two things, right? Call the Knot and Wedding Wire, start going after coordinators. That's where I would start if I were day one in this industry. Start here, and then once you got a little bit of money, you got things kind of moving along, then from there start building in Facebook, Google, Instagram. It's all going to work out, and before you know it, you're going to have this entire advertising and marketing concept in play for your company that's going to drive people to you. And then from there, book appointments, and then from there, go ahead and, and convert and make sales, because it's a numbers game. You have to drive traffic, right? A lot of traffic, or interested targeted traffic, right? That's important, right? Because you got to drive that traffic and have a lot of it, because it's numbers, right? It's going to whittle down. A lot of people coming to the website, few people filling out lead forms, few of those scheduling appointments, and then a few more booking, right? So it's that trickle down thing, right? So you got to start huge and then build that funnel, right? It's a funnel. So it's very, very important. And this is the place to start. Okay, that's all I got for you today, guys. Like I said, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the notifications, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and I will see you next time.